Gary and Doug and his crowd, Reed Hildebrand, probably didn't recognize that they had a standing ovation since half the tables were up here. But I do want to honor them and all the other recipients. I'd also like to thank you for letting a Virginia boy invade the Boston GSD party tonight. That's much appreciated as well. You know, it was not inevitable that I would become a landscape architect. My mother was an English teacher. My father worked for the CIA. And while they have been wonderfully supportive, and they almost understand what I do, you all know about that, when I asked them a few years ago what they would have liked me to become, my dad said, college president. And I think that was because his uncle had been a college president. And my mother said writer. So when I step away next year, I think I'll write a spy novel with maybe a landscape architect college president as the protagonist. Yes. So there's not enough time to acknowledge all the good people in this room who've supported, humored, and cajoled me over many years. I do want to shout out to the University of Virginia table in the foreground and the Nelson Byrd Woltz table a little farther back and the Friends table. And in particular, those who supported or sent letters, like others have said, it was a complete surprise. And to those who are here tonight who wrote letters, Mary Hughes and Mark Huff, and in particular, one of my mentors and fellow jostlers and pranksters, Michael Ferguson. In fact, when I got the letter, I thought maybe Michael Ferguson had, in fact, pulled a prank on me. But allow me to acknowledge three fellows, true fellows, who aren't here physically, but certainly are here in spirit. I accept this high honor on behalf of these mentors who helped countless young landscape architects like myself see our way into this profession. They are Ben Howland, Meade Palmer, and Harry Porter. I may need the tissue at some moment in this. Stu, have you still got, oh, you got, okay. You're out. So my sartorial selection this evening serves as a not so subtle tribute to them. Ben, who didn't so much retire from the Park Service as to segue into professional academic mentoring, pencil in one hand, coffee cup in the other, with his ever-present pipe clenched in marine precision between his teeth. Best field professor ever. This cap given to me by another great National Park Service lifer, John Reynolds, which acknowledges the Friends of Flight 93 Memorial, is my symbol for Ben. Ben would stand proud that we have continued his NPS legacy at our work in Flight 93. The serially striped seersucker jacket and acorn-flecked bow tie represent the inestimable Meade Palmer. Meade was the founding plants teacher at the University of Virginia and eventually became my first employer. Most importantly, he introduced me to his senior landscape architect at the time, Susan Nelson. And just a little aside here about the few degrees of separation that still reside in this profession, and my good 15-year partner, Thomas Woltz, and I talk about this. Sue and I worked for Meade Palmer. Meade Palmer worked for Charles Gillette. Charles Gillette worked for Warren Manning, and we know who Warren Manning worked for, some senior guy. So we think that's pretty cool. Finally, the white Converse All-Star Chuck symbolized the enigmatic yet totally grounded Harry Porter. Brought into UVA in 1969 to start the first program in landscape architecture, setting the highest imaginable bar for excellence, not just in teaching and practice, but in how to live a full yet balanced life. He taught us the value of working extremely hard, but not letting things go to your head or see life with too narrow a set of professional blinders. Although I think my head's swelling a little bit, but anyway. He also taught us how to treat everyone from every station in life with equal respect and dignity. So those are the three triangular points of light I pay tribute to tonight, and they really do represent three overlapping aspects of what career I have made of landscape architecture. Ben Howland represents complete and utter sacrifice to public service. Meade Palmer represents lifelong commitment to professional practice and the concomitant necessity to stay involved in the ASLA. And one is reminded that he received this medal, this very ASLA medal, over 20 years ago. And Harry Porter represents, for so many of us, the humble groundedness of roots spreading unseen beneath us. Returning to Sue, my partner in all good things, who helped start all this with me. She was the one when I was most glum and worn out from too long hours, too many meetings, demanding students, unrelenting clients, would say to me, "Do you realize how fortunate you are? You get to do three things that might be three of the most valuable things one can contribute to this world, namely to teach, to parent, and to plant trees. Thank you on behalf of so many for this honor."